All right, folks, unboxing video time. So we have motherboard. This is actually the first new motherboard I bought in over a year, if you can believe that. Went to Germany 9 months. Germany's a beautiful country. I can't say that my experience was so wonderful, but that's because I worked my butt off the whole time. So that's life, though. All right, so not a super expensive motherboard. We're doing two camera angles on this, just so you guys can see it from different angles. So B850M DS3H, AMD socket, AM5. This right out of the box should be good for the 7000 series, 8000, and 9000. What does it say? PCIe 5.0 ready, graphics and NVMe only, DDR5 support. Gigabyte ultra durable 850M DS3H. So whenever you see a motherboard and it's got DS3H on it, it is a cheap ass Gigabyte motherboard. Okay. And this honestly was one of the cheapest ones they had. And so I needed this for my 8000 series. This happens to actually be under this CPU cooler. Yeah. All right. Now, I wish I had my glasses. I'm not sure where I put them, but we'll try and do our best with this. Reading the back. So 8+2 faces digital VRM. Yeah, there's a lot better out there. PCIe easy latch, so should be easier to get your graphics card out. PCIe 5.0 times 16 slot, PCIe 5.0 M.2 slot, 2.5 gigabyte LAN, CPU series, AM5, we haven't mentioned that 10 times already. One PCIe 3.0 by 4 expansion slot. So, you know, I think back in the day when I would get these, the different DS3Hs, they would have like one PCIe on it. This one looks like it has two, so that's nice. And only one of them's really good. The other one's kind of crap, but don't put your graphics card in the PCIe 3.0 if it's a newer gen. Got one of the cats down here and some of my garbage from unboxings. Hey, Lily. Psst, 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 psst. So yeah, I don't know what she's looking over there. All right, well, let's get on with this. I want to get it open. So just so you know, what will I be doing with this motherboard? Video-wise, let's talk about that. I'm going to do, obviously, the unboxing. We'll do an installation. I will do if I have one of the cell phones, actually, we'll do it. I will do a macro view, right, so you can get up close and personal. I might have to grab one of my cameras to do that. Before we get to the motherboard, of course, there's the I/O shield in here, right? You know from years past, I like the I/O shields as part of the actual motherboard. Couple of, is it a couple? Is there even an M.2 screw in here? Oh my god. There's one M.2 screw in here. Okay, I guess that's all you need. Two SATA cables. Multilingual installation guide. And then, what is this guy? I've seen these before, but yeah, nothing. There's nothing good in here, to be honest with you. I honestly don't even install with the I/O shield. Oh my god, some of you would find that crazy, but yeah, true. It helps keep the dust out, but it's I keep it sealed. Quite honestly, when I was reselling all my motherboards on eBay, I tried to make them look as new as they could be, right? So obviously, if you have a sealed IO shield, everything else is sealed. People are like, oh, yeah, he must not have really used it. And quite honestly, a lot of the stuff that I really use, well, we benchmarked the hell out of things, right? Maybe that wasn't such a good thing for them. Some of the products. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Now, if you do unboxings of motherboards or installations with motherboards, try not to use a blanket. Everything on this thing sticks. So let us try to find an angle that you all can see this, and I only have to do it once. Matter of fact, all right. So I'm just going to concentrate on you guys in this video. So we have a 850M DS3H motherboard here. That's where your CPU is, right? Pop this off, open that up. You'll want to lay this flat on the ground because there's no way it's going to stay open from this position. But that's where your CPU is going to go. Note the triangle up here, all right, that you'll match that up with your CPU. Of course, depending on the installation for CPU cooler, you may end up removing these components. Even for like the Wrath cooler that comes with the 8500G, 8600G, 8700G, you would remove those. PCIe 5.0, this is where your good graphics card's going to go. Here's your good M.2 spot, CR2032 battery. Used to be able to pop those out easy enough and reset things. In this case, this one appears to have the BIOS reset button right there. Over here, which we'll get to these in a second, is the BIOS flashback plus button. All right, so we have an additional M.2 spot here. This is for your good one, your fastest. M.2 you'll stick under there. PCIe 3.0, this would be old school graphics card support there. Your front panel connectors, you've got different USB stuff for your cases. And depending on what kind of case you have, you may use that connector as well. So we've got 4 RAM slots on this. And with Gigabyte, you'll want to open those up that way before you put RAM slots in. Of course, you'll want to pair them correctly. There is a little image there, so you can read that. A2, B2, A1, B1, pairing them together. 24-pin power, that'll come from a power supply. So, not too many fan headers on here. The one, maybe the most important is this one for the CPU fan right here, okay? 2x4 CPU power right here. And that's about all that's, we're talking about on there. Now, some of you may or may not know this. If you want to test your motherboard out, what I'll do a lot of times, I will install everything that I need, right? Which usually means if you want to get it to boot to BIOS, CPU cooler, 1 stick of RAM, okay? As long as you've got 4 good RAM slots, it doesn't really matter where that stick goes, right? We're just testing it. If you have a pair of RAM, you should just go ahead and stick them in like where that image right there says to do it, all right? Which is to put in A2 and B2, all right? So, yeah, CPU installed. This will pop off when you install it. CPU cooler, CPU fan plugged in up here. 1 stick of RAM. power supply, you'll need the 24 pin and 8 pin. Okay. Then to see it, depending on your graphics card, if it has integrated graphics, you can use HDMI out or DisplayPort. If it doesn't, then you need a graphics card. I have tons of graphics cards, and I purposely keep some of the ones like a GTX 1050 that doesn't need external power. It gets all its power from the PCIe slot. So I will test it that way and just make sure everything's, hunky dory before I put everything into the case. Because nothing worse than later when I'm like, oh, I can't get it to work. Now, since it's not in the case and I've hooked up the power supply and I've done all these things, and I have videos on this in case you're interested. But there's the power switch pins over here, and all you have to do is take a flathead and touch those two pins together. If your power supply's on, boom, this thing will start up, okay? And you should end up in BIOS. And so if that works, then you're like, okay, now I feel confident I can go ahead and finish the installation. Looking over here, folks, standard stuff, that we've had in computers forever, right? Line out, headphones, mic, 2.5 gig Ethernet there, some USB 3 point whatever they are. Here is the special USB. This is the one you'll use with the with the BIOS Flashback Plus button, okay? Then there's a Type-C USB in there, USB 2.0's PS2, DisplayPort output, and HDMI, all right? And that's going to do it, folks. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.